Hey everybody.
You're not
Hello,
Memorex.
hello, hello.
It is the Cowsills podcast coming to you from the points northwest, south, and
Oh boy.
west. Okay.
Northwest, South, and West. I like that. I never thought of us that way before,
Well, it's
but I
true.
like it.
That's right.
True.
Got any
Welcome to
cows,
the
Sue?
episode.
I got no cows. These ladies have gone. They have left
Tell
with
me.
the Buddhist monks that came. Remember, I told you I had some Buddhist monks down here. They cows, man.
You
I'm
have
getting
months?
chickens.
Okay. All right.
I am cowless right now, but they did leave Brooks behind. So whatever, like it's their new
Wait
cowbells.
a minute.
Everybody
Whoa, whoa,
left with
whoa.
these.
Time out. Time
What?
out.
What?
80, 83, 83 episodes and you're cowless?
But they went over to Paul's. Listen, I got to tell you, you know how the cows wear a cowbell? So when they left in their little
Okay.
orange robes, they had these around their necks. Okay,
Okay.
these Buddhist bells.
Okay.
And Polly, are they out there?
Who?
The cows.
I have
Yeah.
to think Paul has won the cow audition. Maybe we'll
It's because
maybe
Paul
we'll
is louder than Susan.
Maybe we'll split up sound effects because, folks, we want to have start adding sound effects and music to our episodes like that. I mean, for you audio people, Susan has a terrific looking bell that she
I
clanged
do.
there. Looks
Anyway,
like this lady.
so what are we doing? Where are we going? Who are
Now,
we talking
now
to? What
remember
is up?
our visual people. Remember Paul's freeze. Oh, he's back. Paul will freeze and do odd things when the guest comes on. Okay, we do have Rick Levy from the Box Tops coming on now. Rick's
When I
position
think
in the music
about the
business is interesting because he's well, I'll let it in his words, he's had a terrific life in the music industry without having to become famous, without being famous. So he's the guy in every band who helps that band move forward, but he's not the front guy. And we get to talk to him about that role. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, yeah.
The Cowsills, we've got the cruise coming. We're all about the cruise, guys. You know why? Because it's next.
Do you like my hat? I'm going to
It's
wear this
next.
on the cruise. I'm
It's
wearing it today
next.
because my hair dryer broke. Often I wear it if I'm gardening, but I'm thinking this one's going to make it to the Caribbean. Is that where we're going?
Hmm.
Susan, that hat could make it to the Kentucky Derby.
I dissed it up a bit. Yeah.
Right, go ahead, put a
Plenty.
flower in it, I
I
guess.
actually have a tiara right here. What do you
Oh,
think? Is that like, how's that?
Yeah, that's a little more like it. Yeah, that's
Okay,
good.
it could
World
happen.
Power Cruise
Right.
2023.
We're going on this cruise, you guys. I want to go horseback riding.
And while we are on the cruise, we want everyone back on the mainland to put on Sirius XM 60s Gold Monday through Friday, the 25th through the 29th or something like that of March. It is Cowsills week.
Yeah, I wonder what that's going to be like.
We did a long interview with Lou Simon. Apparently, they're splicing it up into little vignettes and are playing old music and rhythm of the world music and all the music in between.
Oh, yeah.
We're told.
I would hate to have to edit us. I would hate to be an editor of any of our conversations. Poor Nate here at the podcast. Hi, Nate. I didn't even know we really had one. And can you imagine what it's like?
I can't.
Uh, no, that would be a bit difficult. That'd be a difficult thing to edit out.
But
We
we should have Nate on.
we should have Nate on.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right,
watch this. Watch. Hey, Nate, can you come be a guest on
Oh.
our podcast?
we're editing this. Watch, we hear from Nate. Hey, sorry guys, I edit Joe Rogan now. Well, oh, sorry. All
Ah.
He can't come on because he's too busy editing us.
right. Or maybe it's an ethical thing. I can't edit myself, therefore I cannot come on.
We don't know how these editing
We
people
don't know
roll.
how it goes. But the Flower Power Cruise we got, remember, all we know is on day two, when we're at sea, day two, we're the at the t-shirt party. We are the
Beautiful.
t-shirt party that day. It is at 11 a.m. to 12 noon poolside.
Wow.
Poolside t-shirt. Let's move along. I don't know what to say. We
It's
said
gonna
it
be
already.
fun till the daddy takes the t-shirt away. Hey, speaking of that, Johnny Boy's coming on as a guest next week, I think. But that'll be yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Well, he
Lano
might be a couple of weeks down
Capistrano.
the road. We're
He's
touching base with Brother John again.
It'll
Uh,
be a good one. Yeah.
Here's the fun thing. I wonder if it's live. We better find out because at 4:30 today, West Coast time,
Fun.
Susan Cowsill and Paul and myself are going to be guests on the Jonas Brothers' dad, Kevin Jonas's
Kevin Jonas.
legendary podcast. I think it's taped. Nobody's live. Okay,
Nobody's live.
we'll,
You have
No.
to-
we'll put out on our social media when that episode airs. Kevin Jonas is going to go down the wormhole of the Cowsills
I'm
today.
scared a little bit, you guys. 'Cause
Yeah, I don't know what kind of questions he's going to throw. Hey, but I did want to digress for one little second and let everybody know, because I know you guys have had this happen to you. Everybody comes up to me and they're going, well, how can we get on the Flower Power cruise? How can we get on the? I go, well, look, it's all sold out. But when I went online today and I saw that they are selling, for the 2024, the number is right there. Just put
really?
Flower Power Cruise 2024. It'll come up. It'll have the phone number you need to call to get yourself on that cruise. Because tons of people have been coming to me going, hey, can you get me on the cruise?
I have been having a very similar experience.
Yeah, so-
people, and I'm like, dudes, it's probably booked up, because the way people do when we're on these things is right away. So good to know. Thanks, Paul.
So I contacted like 3 or 4 people I know today and told them, hey, I'm off of it, and you guys are on your own, getting your own bookings. Because
I'm gonna do
people
the
are going,
same.
hey, can you just reserve me one while you're out there?
Ah,
I mean,
remember, anybody that we advise and anybody who hears us and is really going on the cruise to see us, to please mention that
yes,
you're there to see the Cowsills.
Yeah,
yes.
say it.
Add
That helps us
today.
get rehired.
It helps us get rehired. Absolutely.
It's called when you get a recommendation. I'm so excited. You guys, I wish the Guess Who were coming, though. I miss our elf friend.
They're not.
Yeah.
Are you sure they're not on?
Oh, it's so sad.
I don't think they're on
They're
2024 either.
Oh, so we're going to be doing this Flower Power cruise. We're going to be doing a couple of new songs, right? And
Yeah.
we're bringing that in, but look, I was thinking, every time the Family Stone plays, they're hot fun in the summertime. It's just a good time kind of a gig. We're going to bring new songs, but if people don't want them for that, they don't have to have them. Because I was just thinking, like, do other bands have new material that they do? And I wonder.
Well, the Guess Who did. The Guess Who actually had a lot of new stuff,
Yeah.
but maybe that's why they didn't come back.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why they didn't come back.
Wow, I had forgot about that. But I
You
think
gotta
they do
play
that
the rules,
everywhere they
Susan.
go. What,
You
Bob?
got to read the room and you got to play the rules. And we understood that, getting to talk with Alan so much. and
Yeah.
stuff anyway,
Yeah.
we were really fortunate that Alan came to us and we got to talk about the Flower Power Cruise before we even got on it.
Yeah, we got
Oh.
to understand it.
Totally helped us. In
Yep.
terms-
And the interesting thing about Alan was he was out on the Concerts at Sea cruise.
He was.
And Bob, when that happened, it was going to be his first Flower Power cruise that next season.
Yeah.
You're
That's
right.
why he was saying to us, hey, if you could do this, put more
it
cover
was
tunes
cool.
in, become that band, then man, we got a spot for you. And,
we
and, we, and then we did that.
Yeah. We had some
So I was
guys.
just kind of covering us like our butts, because like we're gonna read our room, I mean, we love playing our new stuff. And when it magically snows miracles from the sky, we are gonna be playing all the whole album, and it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
Finish. In fact, we'll be like the Jonas Brothers. We'll get one night on Broadway and
Hello.
play our one album from start to finish.
That's it.
Yeah,
One night on
yeah.
Broadway. Yeah.
Hey, we'll ask Kevin the dad tonight. Hey, can you grab a 6th night on that Broadway run? Maybe the theater's closed and bring in the Legacy Band. We'll close it
Come
out.
on. But I don't even know if he's working with them anymore, y'all guys.
No,
We'll talk to him tonight.
He's moved on. He's got his legend. He's got his
Moved
podcast.
on.
But we are not going to ask him questions. He's asking us questions,
Oh, yeah, we're being
right.
interviewed.
Susan.
He helps other artists. Remember his podcast appearance on our podcast, Susan?
I got it.
Remember Jordan Sparks? Oh, he fits in
We
there.
don't want to talk all about the Jonas Brothers on the interview that he's doing with us, because we're going to get information out that's going to, again, make our career move forward.
But I'm a
Hopefully,
Jonas
Kevin-
mom.
Kevin Jonas today is doing what we do when we have a guest. He's going
Right.
down in history. And you got to picture him sitting there going, oh, their dad was kind of rough. Oh, I don't know if I would have done that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm hoping he's listening to the new album and is going to want to get into that.
And you
Well, we
know
hope
what, guys?
so.
He did allude that he had
Long
seen our
history.
documentary, so he knows what kind of leadership we had.
He's seen the documentary,
He
you
did.
think?
I think he said that, Bob, in
I
passing.
don't
Did you
know.
hear
I
that?
don't remember.
Yeah,
But
he did. He
yeah.
said, "Oh, I know your story. I've seen your movie or something like." Well, we can
Oh,
ask.
okay.
No,
Right.
we can't.
Right. Let's just really quick say April 15th, we're in West Virginia, Wheeling, West Virginia with Rick
Wheeling.
Levy and the gang. April
Yep.
16th, we're in Westerly, Rhode Island,
Land of the
Yep.
Cousins.
performing with the governor's daughter. So we get a kick out of that because we think like we feel like maybe we're going to open for her. We'll meet her and we'll say, maybe we should open for you. This is your state, man. Anyway, we'll be in Westerly, Rhode Island, acoustic show, a true acoustic show.
Yep.
And
Westerly isn't a. Oh, okay. No
It's just
band
me, you, and
backing us.
no
Bob.
band.
Oh,
West
cool.
Virginia, we got the backup band everyone's using kind of scenario. We've
Got ya.
those now. And
Oh yeah.
that band's learning lightning strikes and it's learning the rain in the park and other things.
I also hear that they carry with them not horns but a mariachi that they would like to apply to our tunes. I told them I was fine with it.
I'm fine with any of this business with bands that they want to bring in.
Fun. It's different.
And the things they want to do. Hey, Paul went to his name just there he is. He's back already. Hey, Paul.
I can hear it too, y'all. Hey, we all learned something y'all guys want to see. Watch Podcasters. Oh, see you bye. Oh,
well, you can change your
I'm back.
You can change your position by doing that.
Ooh, it messed with my virtual background though. Look at boys.
You kind of messed it up. It looks all milky.
I didn't need to do any of this.
Do it again and put yourself back. Do it again and put yourself back. See,
okay, I'll do it.
Reverse it.
Welcome to live podcasting.
I'm sorry. I keep forgetting we're in an episode. Hey, everybody. So then
it worked a little bit.
It works. It's clear. Good
Thank
job.
you, Bob.
Oh, yeah.
This summer, we are already at 60 cities. We have never been at 60 cities for the ever. When we first started this tour 8 years ago, we were doing 40, 42 cities and excited about it.
Yeah.
Look, I'm working out.
Now we're at 60. Look, Susan's working out in front of everybody. Good, Susan. You know why Susan's doing that? Because you have to be able to walk up and down stairs in the summer. And you want your stamina because you spend a lot of time not walking up and down stairs. So when you finally do it, you go, oh, my goodness.
And when we get back on tour every summer, the three of us look at each other as we start climbing, and we kind of know what level of preparedness anybody is or is not for.
The shape of arrival, I call it.
Yeah.
I've arrived in the summer 10 pounds overweight, knowing I'm going to be 20 pounds overweight by the end of it. But I went in knowing it. You know, and you do. You can't mess up the 3 a.m. truck stops. You can't.
Yes.
Okay.
You guys, we got to still do it though. I don't want to see any. This is our 11th. How many years have we been doing this? I want to see get up and go at truck stops. I want to see.
It's a rookie season. And that's my attitude. I'm coming in like it's my first Happy Together tour. I'm going to everything again. Everything's going to be new. Everything's going to be wow. I'm going to be look at the very first Walmart run, for instance. Because guys, usually we get on the bus, okay? We get going that first night, second night. About the third night, we need to supply the bus. And that's called the Walmart run.
Yeah.
We come in on a Walmart and we fan in on that place like an invading army, people.
Yeah. If we were smart, we'd go to Whole Foods.
Well, no shit.
Well, why?
When we go to Walmart, all we get is crap.
This is summer camp. We don't want healthier food.
There's no hostess rack at Whole Foods. What are we going to get our pink cup?
Okay, I'm just saying, at our age, we should probably change that schematic.
Dude.
Well, now, whoa. To be fair to us, if you don't mind, Paul.
Yeah.
We did, because the first few years we ate everything we saw on site. Now, in the subsequent years, since we've gotten older, I noticed most of us approached the healthier option that is there on the table for us every day we come in.
Right.
Next to the mashed potatoes and the banana pudding and roast beef are the soups and the salads and the veggies.
Yep. The option is always there. Absolutely.
I believe that we have turned the corner starting a few years ago and taking more of that.
You're hilarious.
Which justifies getting all the cherry pies at the truck stops at 3.
Watch. Here's how I do it. How I've modified my behavior over the last 2 years in order to get healthy is I eat way more fruits, way more juices.
Yeah.
And then I eat Hostess at night. So now I have natural fructose and corn sugar in me.
You've added that tablespoon of sugar.
I'm thinking about that all the time. I think about spaghetti because I found a way to cook spaghetti in 15 minutes. Now, I can't be eating spaghetti all summer. It's just not going to work because it's so easy to make. I can have a plate of spaghetti even when no one's around. I can have it eaten and gone, no evidence. It's like,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. So I wonder what the buses are going to be. I wonder if we're going to be on one bus, and we don't have to do the crazy stuff we did last summer.
I thought you meant like all of us, like the band, Mark, and then all of us on one bus. You mean like at least?
No, I'm just wondering, are we going to keep the bus or are we going to have to give it up after the first leg and then give it up after the second leg and give it up
That
after
was last year. And the bad thing about that, folks, for you people who don't go on summer tours,
Yeah.
that's most of you, is you can't settle in to your bus. If you know you got 3 buses coming in the summer, you almost don't bother getting too comfortable, right?
It's true. Even if it's 30 days.
But I have to because I'll lose my pea picking mind and then I'll be newspapers. So poor little me with my lights and all the crap I have to have. It's mental well-being.
There's 12 berths on these buses. It's the middle section, folks. And it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, up and down each other. Now, when you walk onto the bus of our bus, you'll see first you're going to notice the glow coming from Susan's berth because that's up. And she's got lights and Christmas lights, and she has shelving and little pockets to hold her stuff and multiple coverings. She brings sheets from home. It's a whole remake and it's a whole reconstitution of her berth. You can see the other guys do that too to some degree. They have their books and their lights and their it's all occupied.
Yeah.
Now, in the lower left-hand berth, when you first walk in, this black rectangle, that's my berth. So I stay up until I'm so tired, I'm going to go in and lay down and just go to sleep and sleep until I wake up and get the hell out of that berth because it's a claustrophobic box. So there's all kinds of differences between people in their berths. Some make them their home, some ignore them totally as much as they can, like me. I just want a little berth.
I like that. That's a fun.
But have you ever poked your head into Royce's bunk?
Now Royce is a horse of a different color,
and he has shelving in his bunk. He's got tables that his legs go under.
It's up there.
That's what I'm saying. Some people put shelving and hey, remember Amy with Chuck Negron? Amy used to wallpaper her ceiling in her berth.
What I was going to say was I felt that Royce, and this is to be proud, Royce, if you're watching, Royce kind of took over where Amy left us, but the male version, i.e. Royce has these phenomenal, like they're like, they look like bar lights, those really lit up fluorescent bar lights up in his thing. He's got, dance all night long,
Yes.
Cute.
You're right about Royce. And Royce is with the Vogues people. But
yeah, he's awesome.
It's like Royce went into a little whatnot shop that was called Things for Your Bus Berth because he had things that I never even dreamed existed. Rick Levy, there he is.
Hi, Rick.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
We miss you. We miss you.
We miss you too, man.
Everyone, this is Rick Levy from the Box Top.
From the Box Tops.
Howdy.
And from a million other things, this guy is.
Oh, Lord. I'm just about to dive into a big ball of clay when we're done.
Well, good. You're going to need it. This is going to be the Rick, the Box Tops, and everything.
Yeah, that's a good sequel. Very good.
Hey,
where is everybody physically now?
I'm in Oregon.
California.
NOLA.
You're in okay, and I'm in St. Augustine, Florida. So we're all good. We got the country covered.
This is beautiful. Hey, I had just said, Rick, before you arrived, coming in from the southeast, that we're coming in from the northwest, the west, and the south. Now we got the southeast.
You got it covered. You got it covered. Yeah.
Royal.
Hey, everyone, we've played with the Box Tops. Okay, I mean, you guys know these songs, and hey, I even found out Rick's favorite song is my favorite song, "Cry Like a Baby." Yeah, all respect to the letter and what it did for them. But
yeah. There's
like
songs
was my favorite Box Top song of all time. So I just
it is a great one. I've been fortunate.
Well,
you have been very busy, Rick, your whole life. After I read all about you, I had to take a nap.
I just took one. So.
Yeah, good job. Well, that's great. No, your history is incredible.
Can I go ahead, guys, and start us
Susan,
off? All right. Hi, Rick.
Rick.
Welcome to the podcast.
Nice to be here, guys. Really nice.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to this. And I kind of generally kick it off because they let me. And so I would like to start in the very, very beginning when Rick is born in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
And mom and dad are so happy with their baby boy. And they're like, oh, we hope he is a brain surgeon. We hope he is a fine teacher or lawyer. But he's born, he grows up. And he's a baby, and he's leaning toward what? Fireman, doctor, lawyer, or dreaded musician.
Yeah, Elvis, little Elvis, man. I used to Scotch tape cardboard sideburns.
Yeah,
on my face when I was about 6 or 7, because my uncle, who was in the business in New York, brought me the first Elvis vinyl, which I wish I still had, of course.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
That's very provocative behavior, putting sideburns on yourself.
Really provocative.
Oh, yeah. Running around the house, like with a broom, and like we all did, I mean, doing what we do. And but God bless them,
Well, can I ask you this? Were your parents musically inclined? Did they have music in their bods? Their parents, or
there was a lot of art and music in the general family. Not my mom and dad. My aunt was a classical pianist.
All right.
My granddad was a quite well-known architect.
Wow, that's where you get that from.
Yeah, so there was definitely an art vibe in the family, but in a very conventional way.
Were they trying to steer you elsewhere, exposing you to the art? And obviously it was a familial accepted thing, but did they have other plans for you?
Their big plan was get an education, educate yourself, which I did. I went to the University of Pennsylvania. I'm an Ivy Leaguer, and all I did is we had a band that was signed to Bob Crew. Bob Crew from Bob Crew, too many stories about him. So all we did during college was tour and play music, but I still graduated and all that.
Was it Elvis for you on Ed Sullivan, not the Beatles? Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, it was first Elvis. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, interesting.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, but the first playing was actually with my sister, who was 3 years older, in a folk duo.
Yeah, I read that.
The Limit? No.
Before the pre-limits.
Whoa, I missed that.
Pre-limits.
What's it called?
Yeah, we didn't even have a name.
We have that in common, Rick, because we all started out in folk music singing folk songs too. You know what happened on Ed Sullivan, and I can't tell you how many of us, meaning you and us, all of us, this Ed Sullivan Beatles story is just a theme. So take us to that.
Judy and I were doing, 500 miles and Puff the Magic Dragon and all that stuff. And the parents accepted that because it was soft, first of all. It was quiet. We could play at a dinner party and stuff like that,
Right.
Aren't they cute, And then like everybody else, Beatles came on Sullivan. I begged and cajoled for an electric guitar and got a very cheap Kent. Remember Kent guitars?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was my first electric guitar. And you know what? I met the guys that, unfortunately, a couple of them are no longer on the planet, but the guys that would become my best friends up till this day, the guys in the Limits, my first band.
Yeah.
Your first serious shot, right? Your first serious.
It was serious. It was serious, man.
Tell us about the Limits. I want to know, were you a 4-piece? Were you a Beatle band? What were you? Were you writing?
Well, it started out as 7-piece because one guy owned the microphones, and one guy owned a PA system too. But it eventually went down to 5. It would sometimes go up to 6. Because there were 3 brothers in the band, and if one was away at school, he didn't play. If he came back, he played. But the funny thing is, and I'm sure you can, totally relate to this, when I think about the grade 9, 10, 11, 12, we were probably playing like 12 times a month, for kids. There was the school party. There was the under 21 nightclubs.
Absolutely.
Young bands were, I remember watching, I mean, even after the Cowsills, my brother John joined a couple of local Rhode Island bands, working bands, Grease the Cat, like that had a career.
Oh, we had a big following. Yeah.
That's cool.
Cool. Interestingly, even though our parents kind of didn't understand it and thought we would outgrow it, they gave us the space and the rope to do it, because we couldn't legally play a fraternity party. Right. I was 16 years old, so it was, but we did that. And me, me with my business instincts, I'm always promoting, I'm always doing this. I was the manager. So, I got us auditions with record companies, which we never got signed. But luckily we recorded a lot of stuff with the Limits, literal garage recordings, some studios, some live stuff, and it's from sublime to ridiculous.
I was going to say, what kind of genre? Go ahead, Bob.
No, that's all right. You can answer that. What kind of music were you doing?
Well, it went everything from our beginning attempts at writing songs to we were more Stones oriented than Beatles.
Okay.
So we were more R&B, which is probably one of the reasons I love playing in the box stop so much.
Sure.
And interestingly, we kept it all. We didn't know what would ever happen to it, but a few years ago, I licensed all the early stuff. It's called to Cleopatra Records in Los Angeles, which is a really cool label. Cool. And by the time I went away to college, my buddies were making 50 cents in McDonald's, and I was making $50 a night, nice. So that was a lot of money back then.
It was, yeah.
Now,
sometimes almost as much as we make now.
Sure. So let me ask you this. When you are in college, are you majoring in something that's going to say, have a day job while you're all doing this, Rick? Or
I was majoring in get out of the draft. I was a sociology major, which actually fits my personality because I love studying people. I always studied people. I mean, sitting in the airports, I still do it now. I can appear to be gregarious when I have to be, but basically I'm a loner. That's why I drifted into pottery making and yoga and all those kinds of things. But so I got a degree, and I did end up with a BA in sociology. Yeah,
there you go. Okay, something to fall back on. But obviously, you didn't really fall back on that. You just used that education. So now you're the musician guy. But when do you morph into like band leader Joe? And
okay, great question. Well, it all kind of coalesced, as whatever happens up there in the heavens that cause these things. I got married real young. My ex and I are great friends, but she walked out when Jonah, our son, was like 4. So I became a single dad back then, when it was quite rare to be a single father.
You're looking at 2.
Yeah. I also lost the day job that I had, which was within the family business, but that shut down. So I was teaching school, taking care of Jonah, and a later version of the Limits started our own label and was doing a lot of recording. And I learned about licensing overseas. I did a bunch of stuff. And then one day, I was still in Pennsylvania at this point, I got a call from Jay Proctor from Jay and the Techniques. Apple peaches, pumpkin pie, keep the ball rolling. Yeah. And Jay wanted to get back performing. And, the mid 80s was kind of the first go round of the oldies scene. Yeah. Of the 60s scene, as it were. So we put a band together, and from 86 probably till I put the band together for Peter Noone, which was 2000. So 15 years. I had a band with Jay, and we ended up backing up everybody because we worked a lot because we could back up people.
Cool. Yeah.
We could do it almost like the Happy Together band. We could go out and do a show with us and Freddie Cannon and the Tokens and Barbara Lewis. And we backed everybody up.
I have a question. And just because you said Jay and the Techniques, because I read that and I remember Apple Peaches Pumpkin. I think I don't remember much else. But listen, how many times did you have to say on the phone, no, we're not Jay and the Americans?
Oh, all the time.
I knew it.
Follow that up with our Jay is black. RJ got soul.
Okay. All right.
And it was a great learning experience. And of course, I started managing and booking a bunch of those acts then. I was doing it all independently. So there were years that were great because I could be doing a show with Jay and have 3 other acts working.
You turned into, I love the way you said it in your literature. When I look you up, you say things like, I'm comfortable being the bridesmaid. I don't need to be the bride.
Right.
Your book title, how to have a successful life in the music, but without being famous.
I mean, this one?
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
There it is.
Nice.
It's still available too.
Check it out, casters.
You can still buy it. It's a good book.
I'll tell you why. It's a good book because you're hearing from a position that a lot of bands must have, do have, and can't do without. Now, and that's the position of, a lot of times, Rick, you're the manager, the tour manager.
Right.
Look, these are many different hats. It sounds the same. But at some point in your career, you said, oh, I'm going to be this guy. Even with your group Wax, that was still an attempt to be the guy.
That's exactly right. It's exactly right. I always loved that side of the business. I don't know why. Maybe it's the Jewish businessman in me. I don't know.
What do you got, Paulie?
So Rick, when you were wearing those hats, and taking the story to a record company, did you get any pushback, or did you say, hey, I'm in the band, or were you coming like, hey, this is Rick Levy, I'm managing this band and blah, blah, blah? Because I know sometimes they don't like dealing with the artist.
The absolute latter. The fact that I was in the band would come later in the conversation. The conversation went that long, sometimes it was, we're not interested, blah, blah, blah. But if it did, it would kind of be like, even to this day, when I'm advancing a show for the Box Tops, I'm coming on as tour manager. And then I'll say, by the way, I sing and I play guitar with the Box Tops. But the advantage is if you have a problem, management is on site at the show, not 3,000 miles away playing golf somewhere.
Hey, that's the same with us, Paul just said, but we are our managers.
Yeah, exactly. And people have gotten to respect that, over the years. It's taken a long time, but
I bet it has.
Now I can go down a list here. The Tokens, I can say Freddie Cannon, Bo Diddley, Jerry Lee Lewis. I can see Peter Noone, Classics 4, Tommy Rowe, James Brown. These are all people you played with and interacted with and had something to do with. It's really astonishing. You're meeting, and actually in a very unique kind of way, because you get to play with some of them.
Yeah. And it's like, I remember one thing. It was one of those big radio shows. You've probably done a zillion of them, and 20 acts in the show. And we're sound checking. I think it was with Jay and Barbara Lewis, maybe. And I hear, and we were just a 4-piece. I hear a second guitar playing, and I look over, and it's James Burton.
Oh.
He stepped out to warm up because Jerry Lee Lewis never did a sound check. So I froze. I froze literally. I and he said, no, come on. We ended up having a great time. The next time we played in Louisiana, we went to his club after the show and jammed, and it's like, I still feel like this kid sometimes, because like I am the bridesmaid. I never was the bride. When I talk to Bill and Gary and they tell me some of the stories that they went through, or any of the artists, you guys are, so many of the stories are the same, of the the fortune and the misfortune everybody went through, and my biggest, I guess, feeling of pride is that I kept so many artists working for so many years.
That's awesome.
I got them work, I could get them work, whether it was big money, small money, just that we could be working.
Well, so you're contributing on every level to music, and it sounds, and then we're discovering by getting to know your history that's what it is for you. It's in you, and whatever way it's going to come out is how it's going to come out, either out of your body or you assisting somebody else. Yeah. I liked one of the things you said, and if I may hijack this slightly, you had said something I had read about being a journeyman. It's the journey, not the destination. And I also then saw you had done some work with David Lynch.
Yeah.
Is that where you kind of got that perspective on things, or did you already have that?
Well, I had it because I got involved with TM Transcendental Meditation real early, like way back in 1971 or 2.
That's pretty much in the beginning.
That was in the beginning, not long after the Beatles came back. And that's how I met Mike Love at TM courses, not at concerts. Gotcha. I met Donovan at TM courses, not at concerts. So that
assisted your journey, huh?
So that's always been part of my journey, and part of what I think, I don't care what the mechanism is, we all need some kind of balancing mechanism. We all need some kind of, and for me, it would happen to be this. And, but yeah, the journey thing, I think, is that, that Zen thing that you always hear, what is success? Success is just, keep moving forward, just keep moving forward, you don't, because, what's the alternative? I mean, dying is the alternative.
Well, and plus, if you're as lucky as the 4 of us, I feel we all are, and y'all include you, Rick, just because like I said, we've been getting to know your history. It's all about the journey, because me and those 2 guys, we've always just done it to hang out.
Yeah, exactly.
Together. It's what we do, and it's what brings us, that happy.
Hey, Rick.
And that translates to people. That translates to
yes.
You get to live this because you're in the box office. You've done a lot of performing. It's fun to see the music carry all of us. We all know we're old, and we're not the visual Adonises we all used to be. But the music is still young, because if you play it right, it never ages.
And I found, as I'm sure you have, the audience fills in any gaps.
Oh, totally.
They fill it in. They fill in the gaps if we make a mistake, if we sing a wrong lyric, they know it better than we know it,
Yes.
And it's like, it's, I guess there's kind of, realistically, this kind of bittersweet thing. We see this universe shrinking slowly, people, artists, fans, but we know we're going to squeeze every last drop of juice out of it.
Oh, we're squeezing.
We're all squeezing. We're squeezing,
We're the life out of it.
and to me, anyone who's not grateful, and still has some kind of big ego involvement, has really missed the boat. They've completely missed the concept of it.
They have.
Okay, let me give a few Rick factoids. He went into the Memphis Hall of Fame with the Box Tops, so that's cool.
Yes.
I mean, come on, Rick, right? I mean, that is
Memphis Music Hall of Fame.
It's just cool.
And the ceremony, was
by
great.
the way, there are awards. Okay, he gets the 2014 Pennsylvania Governor's Lifetime Achievement Award and he gets a Lifetime Achievement Award in the Lehigh Valley Music,
which is where I grew up.
Yeah, of course it is. Hey, we were in Allentown. We did the Allentown State Fair with Rowan and Martin. I'll never forget it.
Allentown Fair. That's exactly right.
Never forget that.
Yeah.
All right. So you're in Florida. So today you have Box Tops, but you're a pottery expert. You did get the art.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Tell us about that.
So you got that going.
Yeah, well, I started pottery in high school, and I always loved it. I would dabble. And then and Susan, you will relate to this because I know you will. They say when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And about 10 years ago, a teaching studio opened up here in St. Augustine, and I'm living at the beach. I'm living at the dream. And I said, damn it, I got the time and the money. I'm going to learn this. So now I actually, in my second bedroom, I have a pottery wheel. So it's like,
oh wow,
and that makes sense, guys. Musicians are art type of people too.
Yeah. So I can play anytime I want.
Is there really a band called the Falling Bones? Is that what you called yourself?
Yeah. Well, it used to be the Falling Bones. Now we're just the Bones, and that's a duo. And we play. Okay. Yeah, I play like once or twice a week here in St. Augustine. Yeah. So we play like we have like a steady Monday night gig. And if I'm out, if I don't get back on a Monday, we get a sub, and it's real low key, but it's real fun. I mean, it's just
let me tell you something. Just from talking to Rick today, he's a busier bridemaid than most brides.
Tell me about it.
Put it that way.
Yeah.
All right. Listen,
he's looking all coy. Yeah.
We're gonna let this guy go. We're gonna see you out there, Rick Levy, because you're out there.
Yeah, I don't know when we'll see you. Maybe a fill in on the Happy Together tour this summer.
What else are you doing with the guys?
Beg your pardon?
What else are you doing with the guys, the box tops? Are you guys?
Well, we're going to Westbury on the 18th.
Right on.
Wow.
Our people want to know.
Then we go to Texas. We're actually playing a high school reunion.
Shut up, booze.
Which will be a blast.
Wait, is it in a high school gymnasium?
I don't know that, but it might be.
That'd be pretty cool.
It's somewhere down in Texas. Then we do that American Pop show with us, the Buckinghams and the Grassroots.
Oh, I saw that.
Really fun show. That's a real good show. Then we got another Tommy James show. Then we got another American Pop thing. So
you guys are busy.
We still got a lot of gaps in the schedule, but hopefully it'll fill in. As we get closer to the summer.
Well, hopefully we'll see you guys out with us because it's always fun.
It's always a joy. It was fun last year, and not that I wish anybody ill health.
Oh no!
But what you guys do is rigorous now. Schlepping on that bus for those 3 months.
Schlep and Steen right here.
Oh my God! It's really.
All right,
hard.
Rick. Thank you so much, buddy.
Yes, thank you for guesting.
Yeah, just let me get one last thing. Tell people to go to my website.
Yes.
That's ricklevy.com, RICKLEVY.com.
Yeah, go to the books there. My pottery's there.
His pottery is there. I looked all through that. He's throwing clay, people.
It's beautiful.
It's cool
stuff,
clay.
Man.
Yeah. And it was a joy.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, we'll see you on the Flower Power cruise next year.
Oh,
you're out already. Good.
2024.
Right, we'll see you there, bud.
You already booked it?
We're already booked. Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Say aloha.
Okay, aloha. See you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Bye, boys. Later.
Bye. Thanks. Love you.
Love you.